Y'all, I am coming to you fresh because my last few reviews on Married at First Sight, it was late and I am not a night person. I am a morning, mid-afternoon person. So I feel like I have more energy now because I'm not recording this late at night. Okay. How y'all doing, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome back. My name is Jane. Thank you so much for stopping by. And today we are going to be reviewing Married at First Sight, episode 6, season 20, New Home and Jet Skis. That's the name of the episode. But now listen. Okay, I look cute. I feel so much more, revived, my Lord. Because trying to do reviews and my eyes halfway closing, but still watch the videos, child. Still comment and do all the things. Now, definitely the numbers are growing. I'm getting a subscriber here, a subscriber there, but I'm ready for y'all just to join in. Just jump on in, subscribe to the channel. Definitely check out my description and you can see my products that I have right there. Thank you so much for joining me. And we're going to go ahead and get this review started. So we are now back from the honeymoon. We've left Riviera Maya, and now we're back in Seattle. You have Tori and Felipe and Marissa and Adam, and they're loving their new place. It looks like a very spacious place. It's in a high rise. It looks like it's giving you views. It's very spacious. The kitchen, do we see the bedrooms? I guess the bedrooms are nice too. And I would imagine that pretty much all of the couples have a similar layout. Now, y'all know the first thing Adam brought up, I'm ready to jet ski. His whole life is jet skiing. He wanted to be on that water jet skiing. So that was his first thing to Marissa. We're going jet skiing. Devin and Caitlin. Caitlin was like, are those real plants? I'm not into real plants, so you're going to have to take care of them. Okay, that's the first thing we're talking about. Already they showing us tension with them. So I guess, Devin, you in charge. Make sure some water is in those plants and you be all right. Becca, they have a closet chat. They love the closet space. Beljalie says to Mecca, so how do you want to split it? He said, no, you got it. You got more stuff than me. And so he was helping her unpack her stuff. And she's like, oh, I've never had a man help me with my clothes. So that was nice. Nick and Courtney, they're just talking about new restaurants they're ready to try. Nick let us know that he is solo. He's been solo. He knows all the things that are solo related, but now he's ready for companionship. So they're going to try karaoke bars and new restaurants, and they're looking forward to it. Michelle and Cameron are in the kitchen, and we learned that Michelle can't cook because little basic things. She was cutting that vegetable so thick. Cameron was like, here, just give it to me, I'll do it. And then she was trying to grate the cheese. That was a mess too. He was like, let me help you. But it was cute that she didn't know how to cook. At least she was trying, though. Okay, she did try. And she cut up everything, and then they had a nice little salad. But Cameron let us know that they had a good time when they were at the airport, and that made him like her even more. I guess with the long travel, when you're with someone you actually can have a good time with, that's like a plus always. Because I think she said it was like a 13-hour, travel day. So that was cool. So I think that Cameron is really warming up to Michelle. I love to see it. Tori and Felipe. Tori said she is loving where they are at right now. She did say that there's more to learn. She knows that there is definitely more to learn, and she is not ready for sex yet. She's not there yet, but she's just enjoying what they have. So Nikki and Sean, now by the time we see them, she does not look happy. We already know that Nikki does not hide anything on her face. Everything she's feeling is definitely on her face. So they showed us them at the airport. They were looking really cute. They were having, a little toast. And Nikki let Sean know every time we're having a cute moment, there's always some kind of conflict, and you're the one that starts it. She says she feels like, there's always a one-up. Now, I've been with people that are like that, and that is exhausting, where if I say one thing, I can top that, I can top that. And she said that's what she was feeling, and that's exhausting. And it just seems like his whole life has been, I can top that. You know what I mean? Like, I guess, listen, here, shorty do wop, bop, bop. So I guess he just feels like he has to prove himself. So he has all his degrees and he's doing all his things and ba-da-da-da-da. So instead of just going with the flow, I guess he said, no, I'm going to prove to you how amazing I am. And who wants that? I think at the end of the day, when you strip aside all of accomplishments and all material things, you just want to know that there is a connection with you and your person. So, they were doing a lot of arguing, and Sean did admit he is not good at being a husband. Well, that's good. At least he acknowledged that. He definitely feels like he needs help from the experts. And Nikki just feels like, I think ever since he knew I wasn't sexually attracted to him, he's trying to humble me. See, that's not gonna end good, Sean. That's never gonna end good. You trying to humble somebody, someone of her stature and her level. First of all, anybody, but definitely not her, because she seems like she can bring it right back. And as we see, she can. So as a result, she said, and you need to sleep outside. You need to sleep on the couch because this is not gonna work. And then he was like, well, can I come in and get stuff? She's like, you just can't take it out. And he said, no, then that I'm not gonna do. Because I guess in the morning, you know, he has to go in and get some things. So at least she did compromise with that. Courtney and Nick, you know, Courtney is a workout queen. So they're just having their little, you know, little workout routine. So they were doing a wall sit. He made it to about a minute and she was sitting there comfortably. Okay, just against the wall, looking fit. Nikki and Sean, now the next day, they definitely feel like they are in a better place. And I like what Sean said. He said they're like two suns in the same solar system. And you already know the sun is the main attraction. So you can't have two main attractions. So he did acknowledge that. Because he even said, you know, Michelle was Barack's boss at one time. So that's good. At least he's acknowledging that maybe I need to calm down. Okay. I guess when you are used to being the big dog in charge or the head person in charge, you just feel like you have to fight to maintain that, you know, supremacy. And then you realize, well, if I do that, I'm gonna be by myself. So if I have the opportunity to be with somebody and learn and grow, even though she ain't sexually attracted, we don't know how that's gonna turn out, maybe I should just calm down. So I'm glad that he is acknowledging that. Adam and Marissa, Adam done carved the letter M out his beard for Marissa. Too cute. He's hilarious to me. I'm telling you, he has really grown on me. So he was like, I'm gonna take you to my house. So they go to his house. Cause listen, Adam's gonna show you what he got. Trust me. He wants you to know what he has. So they went to his house and his house looked very busy. It looked very eclectic, very busy. You got plants over here, cats over there, a broken disco ball. It was just a lot happening. And she's like, oh, okay. And then he's like, there's a jet ski, a nice big black jet ski. And of course, you know, they got on their outfits, they changed and they got on those jet skis. It looked like fun. And she was holding on for dear life because they was, you know, making them curves like, won't, won't, won't. But it looked like a lot of fun. So Kat and Devin, now they're in their home. And so he just wants to talk about chores. I really feel like with Devin, he is walking on eggshells a little bit. I think they both are, to be honest, because now, you know, it's like everything is like the tiptoe through the tulips, okay? So he's like, okay, well, what do you like to do? And, you know, things of that nature. And you know, as far as, you know, chores, you know, things like that. They were having dinner together. They were definitely talking about their routines. And the feeling I get from Caitlin is that she is so afraid of closeness. Like that's like, it's almost like she's paranoid of being close. I guess, you know what's gonna have to happen? They're gonna have to have conversations about their past relationships because I think they both need to know where the other is coming from and their past, just so they have an idea. Because it's like, you could tell she's like, no, stay away, don't get close, don't like me too much, don't do too much for me. You know, it's that kind of thing. He does apologize, you know, for not prioritizing her needs because he is being needy. So that was a real moment. She says it does not feel easy and now they are meeting with the experts. So they're meeting with the experts and, you know, they was telling Lisa, you know, what their issues were. And she just had them do really simple exercises. And she did tell Nick, relax, it's only been 7 days, you know, kind of, you know, let her meet you halfway. And so one of the things they did, she just told them to look at each other, just look at each other. And that was really freaking her out. And I think now that I see that, one of her issues is vulnerability. Like, I think she has an issue with being vulnerable. So they looked at each other and you can tell that they like each other. You know what I mean? I just think they're both scared, you know, for one reason or the other, because they both thought each other was beautiful. You know, they both wanted to work on it. And so Dr. Lisa was so happy. I guess she was like, phew. So it's not all lost. So Nick and Courtney meet with the expert and she was, you know, talking to them. Have you guys been physical at all? And I guess by this point, physical would just be a kiss. And basically they were just saying no. And then, you know, Courtney was way overthinking. Nick is just chilling. He is back in the cut. You know, he's willing to let her like lead at her pace, but she was just overthinking everything. I was like, my God. I mean, it was like, well, can I set you here? How long could I leave it? Like, but you know, it's funny. I know people like that, and they have to have, like, they have to know every little thing. It's never just go with the flow. It has to be like, I do this, and then I do this, and I do this, and I do this. That is not fun. That a fun relationship does not make, okay? Because if you can't even go with the flow, and again, that's something you have to unpack. That's why I'm telling you, most of these couples need therapy. They needed therapy before they try to get married, because you have to figure out why you are like that. Why are you so uptight? Why you can't, you know, just go with the flow? Because Nick is just chilling. He is in the cut. He was just like, you know, I would like a touch. You know, I would, you know, but whatever. We know Nick. Nick has been on reality shows, so if this don't work out, he's just gonna be on his next reality show, you know, for his wife. Okay, so Becca, he's up early because he has to go clean those porta potties. Okay, so she was like, why are you up so early? He was like, listen, I'm up early to work so I can get back to you early. So we like that. Okay, is she working? Because I know she does dancing, makeup, and sings. Does he know she can sing yet? We need to unpack all that, but I guess that's stuff we can unpack as the season goes. Because remember, he said he wants somebody who can serenade him. So we'll see about that. So later on, he is cooking for her. That fish looked good. Whatever he was making, I don't think it was salmon. It didn't look like salmon. But I know one thing, he had those seasonings popping, and they were having a good conversation. It seems like they can have a really good conversation. I do like that. It flows with them. And they were just talking about their past. You know, he was telling her about a girl, two young ladies he dated, and one he was really into. I can't remember what happened with her, but he was into one of them. But as we know, he talking about 150 to 80% as far as the liking ratio. She said, I'm not chasing no man. So she's just chilling, you know, she's just laying back in the cut. And that's what I would do too. I would just lay back and just kind of see where he meets me. Because if he knows I like him, then he's going to be taking things from that place. Like, oh, she likes me, so I could just chill. She said, no, I'm going to chill. Okay. She says she is a hopeless romantic. And she said, I could tell you're not a hopeless romantic. And he said, no, it's probably because of my mommy issues. That was real. And your daddy. Don't ever forget that. She talks about her dad not being in the picture and how every Father's Day she would make a post. And then one of her girlfriends was like, listen, you done made these posts 50, 11 years. We are going to find your father. And so they found the father. They met, right? I think she said she was 21. And he said, I need a DNA test. And they said it's 99.99%, you know, that you are the father. And he still wasn't really messing with her after that. So, unfortunately. Now, Mecca said he hadn't seen his mother for 16 years. So he saw her at 21. So what is that? About 5, 6 years, 7 years? I can't do the math that quick. But he hadn't seen his mother in a very long time. He definitely says he has mommy issues. And we know. That's why it's like, I'm sure for him it's just hard, you know, to get that connection. I really hope it works out with them because I really like them and I do really like their connection and I like that they're both feeling each other. And I'm wondering, you know, with his mommy issues, does he have a hard time being vulnerable? And that's why he asked her, you know, how much do you like me? Because I'm sure that plays a part in abandonment. You know what I mean? Like, do you like me? Are you still going to be here? You're not going to abandon me, right? You know, so I think it's almost kind of like leading the charge on that. Well, let me say something first just to see where she is so I can gauge where she is. So it's like, oh, you like me more. So that makes him feel good. Beljalee said, I can't heal that wound, but I will be here to soothe it. And I thought that was beautiful because what else can you do? That's really all you can do. And then Mecca says, I got matched with my best friend. I thought that was nice. Aww. His braids was dusty. It's time to take them braids out. Those are the I've been swimming braids because you can see the edges done grew out and the braids was dusty, but he was still cute. Okay. Tori and Felipe, they went on a date. They went to where she used to work at a wine tasting place and she was really excited. It looked really beautiful. They were outdoors. It was very nice. I really liked the setup. And her and Philippe, the thing I like about them, they will get into a deep conversation. And Philippe is very open. He's very vulnerable. He will say what he has to say. So, you know, that is in turn making her feel more vulnerable. And so, you know, they were having conversations and she told him that her mother had cancer, but I guess they were able to catch it on time. So she's doing good now. And then she was just like, and I got another secret. She said, I like charcuterie boards. That was cute. And then she said, Charcuteries or something. She said, I have 37 followers, but I'm sure by now people don't already looked it up. So she probably got a lot more followers by now. Tori let us know that she really can see herself falling in love with Philippe. And I could see it too. I love how he looks at her. And the one thing with them, definitely their physical connection is no problem. But Philippe be like right here in your eyes. He be like, yes. And he does not have a problem just sharing. Like, who wouldn't fall in love with that? Especially if you like that kind of thing, if you like that closeness, if you like that vulnerability, and she's falling. Okay, head over heels and falling. Hey. I just want to say one more thing about Tori and Philippe. He said he was feeling lonely. That's what he said. And you know what? He works, the job he does, you know, he's very active and very social at his job, but you can do that and still feel lonely. So he says that he is committed to them. And I love that. Nikki and Sean. So we know Nikki invited Sean back into her bed. So, you know, they were just having small talk and then they started talking about hygiene. And he said he could be in and out in 3 minutes. Now, I don't know what you're doing in 3 minutes. Well, I guess you could. I guess as long as you hit the spots. And then she was like, do you get all the spots in 3 minutes? Because she said hygiene is important. And I know that's important to me too. I'm going to need all the areas smelling good. All of them. Because that does help with attraction. Okay, because if you're not smelling good, or if it's a little tangy, a little funky, ain't nobody got time for that. So she was like, oh, are you clean? He was like, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. And I think it's overwritten, or, you know, overdone when people got to use half a bar of soap. I don't know if he said that, but I'm saying that. Okay. He definitely apologizes again, and he lets Nikki know he really wants to make a safe space for her. So back to Tori and Philippe. So now they bring in the pets. The pets are coming. The pets are making an entrance, and they have their pets, and they're being cute with their pets. And then they show them like, looking like they're just having maybe a cozy time on the couch, maybe in front of the TV. The dog is just roaming around. And then you could just tell that their physical is getting, you know, better. They're talking more. It's definitely effortless. And so they were kissing and looked like she was rubbing on him at one point. And then she laid on the couch and then he laid on top of her. And then he was like, let's go to the bedroom. Now, listen, we already know where that's going to go. When you're doing all of that, and then you're just like, let's go to the bedroom, you know where that, you know, we pretty much know. And so they go in the bedroom, and then the camera says, and then the screen says 2 hours later, she comes out. Because now she's saying, it's not him, it's me. She said, but I felt the height of vulnerability. And remember earlier, she said she wasn't ready for that. So she said she felt at the height of vulnerability. And then she said she just needed space, almost felt like she was like suffocating. So she went out and laid on the couch. And that's where we ended it, y'all. With the coming attractions, we see them all going out to dinner, and everyone seems like they're being open and honest and vulnerable. And I really want to see the conversation that she has with Philippe. And I'm hoping that whatever conversation they have, they can really make each other feel comfortable. I know he's comfortable, but I'm going to see like what his, you know, vibe is like, you know, once they do what they do. Because, you know, sometimes I think as women too, at times, you just want to feel that it's more than just sex. That this person really likes me for me. And so I'm sure a little of that plays into it too. So we'll see, you know, what happens next time. Now, if you made it this far, thank you so much. And leave an orange heart in the comments so I can know you here with me, okay? But definitely do not forget, y'all, to hit the comments, the subscribe, the notification bell, the thumbs up, all the things that will keep us together. Definitely check out my description so you can see all the products I have, you know, for the body and the hair. And until the next time, peace.